Well, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. I hope everyone is having a good day. Hey guys, if you could do me a favor and subscribe, it would really help out the channel. Now, let's talk about the knife on the table. This is the TS328 Warlock. This is a Sean Hassan or Tepe Designs design, and I really like it. Now, Twosuns have a bit of a challenge associated with them, is that they're very hard to come by if you're not a big eBay guy or woman or anybody. Really only the reliable source to get them is eBay. Now, you can get them on White Mountain Knives sometimes. But if you get one, you're getting a really good knife. That has been their consistent truth for the 2 years or 2.5 years that I've been collecting them on and off. I kind of gave up a while back because A, money is real, and B, I don't like the eBay experience. But this one was sent along to me for review by Sean over at Tepe Designs, and I am really just sort of impressed overall with the knife. Now, it is a very straightforward design, right? Sort of slab side with this great diamond pattern on it. A lovely drop point blade with a lovely swedge. A little bit of a recurve, not everybody's thing, but I don't mind at all. Sharpened as all Twosun knives are excellently. This one came with no fit and finish issues at all. Here is my favorite part. This is a titanium liner lock. Now we are locked up at about 25%, but it is tight and well done. The action on this knife is smooth and really good. This is a well-made knife. All of the hard edges are knocked down. The milling on this knife is done really, really well. You get a titanium backspacer, of course, with lanyard space back here, if that's your thing. The pocket clip has enough flex to get in and out of tight jeans, but it does not create a hot spot at all. You can sort of feel it, I guess, but not too much. Now, the blade itself is M390, and Twosun does a good job with their M390. I have 4 other knives in their M390, and the amount of times that I have to sharpen those knives compared to other knives with good steel is lower. Take that for that's all just my opinion and my feeling, but those Twosun knives hold an edge as well, if not better, than some of the best M390 that I have had. So take that with the grain of salt required. Your experience may vary, but that has been mine. The Warlock here is different from some of the other stuff that Sean has designed. It is long and lean. It has a really, the handle on this is so good and big, as you can see. It sticks out the end of my hand. His knives tend to be a little more compact, but this one is just a beast in the best way possible. It has a very traditional Twosun pivot on it, which is a T8 on this side and, of course, flat on this side. And they are D-shaped on the inside, so they won't get away from you. The lock bar is steel. So you have a steel on M390, steel on steel contact. You don't have to worry about the titanium giving way. This is a great knife. Now, what you can't see, because my camera's not set up for it, is the inside of these scales is just milled out. I mean, a ton of milling work went into this. It's still a reasonably heavy knife because this is a large slab of titanium, but other than that, just really comfortable in hand and balanced. Super balanced. This thing is awesome. Let's do some size comparisons. Here it is against the Mini Presidio 2. And as you can see, it's just much, much bigger. How much bigger? Well, here it is against the full-size Presidio 2. And the Presidio 2 is basically the same size. So if you know this knife, you'll know that this is a big boy. Let's go ahead and measure it. All right, tip to tail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 inches, maybe 8.5 and a little tiny bit. Blade length, 1, 2, 3.5 inches of cutting on 3 3/4 inches of M390. Grip area, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, right to the curve, 3 3/4. But out to the end, 4 1/4. So big knife, big, comfortable, easy to use, easy to open, easy to close knife. Now, does have this hole in the blade, and I have, yeah, you can Spidey flick it, but it's not, it's a little awkward because of the way you have to hold the knife to do it. So the sort of minimalist flipper tab back here, which is really nicely done, got a little jimping on it, is the probably preferred method of deployment. At least it has been for me. I really wish that Twosun had more of a storefront presence here in the States. Now, they have an AliExpress store that is very good. I've never had a problem with it, but the prices are, you know, look, you do better on eBay. You can. The problem, of course, is that people don't like AliExpress. It doesn't have a great reputation. So I just wish they'd pick like Amazon or even Amazon, something like that, and just have a massive storefront that would allow us to buy the knives we want when we want them. And that's part of the problem I have with eBay, which is that when I decide I want to buy a knife, I don't buy the knife. I don't want to hand somebody some money and say, here, unless somebody comes along in the next 5 days and hands you more money, can I have it? No. Here's the money. Give me the knife. I'm not a huge fan of the eBay experience, as I keep mentioning, for that very reason. However, they're worth it if you're into it. And I know a couple of people that have, I think, all of them, which at this point has got to be well over 100. Some of the early stuff had some issues, but in the last year and a half, they just produce fantastic knives consistently, and I really, really enjoy that about them. Shall we do some other specs? I think we should. Let's use the old magic calipers here. Let's see what you get. Now the blade stock seems reasonably thick. Back here at the thickest spot, you are talking about 4 millimeter. Oh, these calipers back at the thickest spot. There we go. 4.2 millimeters, which is really nice. The handle itself is 13 millimeters, which is going to put it just a little over, yeah, just a little over a ½ inch. Sorry, there you go. This way, where are we? Yeah, we're just under an inch. So it's really a nice shape and size if you have bigger hands. Although, because they didn't do a bunch of cutouts and weird choils and stuff back here, even smaller hands, can really grip this thing comfortably, right? I think it's well done. Now let's weigh it. Let's weigh it. All right. .9 ounces. 4.9 ounces for 3 3/4 inches of M390 on this much titanium. Not really that heavy. I know some people are going to say it's beyond that ounce per inch, but oops, sorry about that. That's kind of their thing, not mine. I like a knife that feels substantial in hand, and this really does. All right, so final analysis. If you can get your hands on the 328, the TS328, the Warlock here, you will not be disappointed. I know I haven't been. Now, the sad part is this needs to go back to Sean. And I'm kind of going to miss it, which tells you, I think, all you really need to know about this knife. In the end, I enjoyed having it enough that I'm going to be sad when it goes. So if you want to get one, my suggestion, go for it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I've enjoyed having you here. If you have any questions about this knife or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below. Other than that, guys, we'll see you next time.